Hello YouTube, sorry it's been a while since I posted up a video, but on Saturday I had my first locals of the new format and I managed to top again. It was top 8. We only did 4 rounds that day because there was another event going on, so there was less time for it. So I'm just going to get straight into that and my side decking, I believe. I'm sorry if I can't remember everything, but yeah, this is my deck. The only thing I've actually changed is taken out one duality. So just sit back, enjoy, and I'll try and explain things best I can. Okay, round 1 I had a Chaos matchup. I've never faced this guy before, so it was quite nice to face him. So he was facing Chaos, and I won game 1 because Thunder King just beats everything. No matter what you're playing, Thunder King just wins. I know some decks it's not as good against, but most decks it is. So, main 3 copies. Okay, then I sided out my King Tigers, because as people should know, they don't really do much against Chaos. Sided in Snowmans, I believe I did, and he was maining some weird stuff like Kaiku, just general stuff like that. Actually, was it Anti-Meta Chaos or something like that? Anti-Meta Chaos, stuff like that. One of the Phantom Beasts put in a lot of work along with Fire Dog. It was just, my deck just worked perfectly that game. So he decided not to side for game 2. I did, and I won that game as well. So yeah, then next round I faced the dreaded wind-ups. And most people know that I hate wind-ups. It's just a deck I hate facing. I thought they might go down in popularity with the new list, meaning they can't hand loop you, but no, they're still big and they're still good, and YCS Toronto has proved that. So I won game 1, Thunder King again. He won game 2, I just couldn't, it was on time and I couldn't do enough damage. Game 3, as it's on time, I got to go first. Pretty simple, I was able to win. Just attacking, doing some damage is win for me. But then I had to face 6 Samurai. Now, I hate facing 6 Samurai. My deck is normally very good against them. If I can open a King Tiger, Thunder King, anything like that, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to do well. But he then won the dice roll, and he was able to go first turn Shien, and I actually didn't have any answers to that. It was really upsetting for me because I just couldn't get past the Shien. I needed to go first that game. It's really depressing. Game 2, I won, because my deck just got off to a better start really. Opened Thunder King and he's left dead. Game 3, he won. Don't really want to go into much detail on it, because 6 hands, when they go first and they open well, they explode. And when you can't come back from it, you're screwed. Hate to say it, but it's true. And then round 4, I faced Exodia. It was a Dragon Exodia deck. It was one of my good friends from my local. He's going to YCS Sheffield soon, so I wish him good luck there. So pretty much game 1, I was able to open Thunder King, which slowed him down, but he's the 1 Day of Peace. That card needs to go. I hate that card so much. It's like, I don't have anything to do. 1 Day of Peace. You'll go. It's stupid. That card needs to go. I hate it so much. So, but then I was able to Monster Reborn one of his Blue Eyes, and I was able to attack the game when his 1 Day of Peace ran out, and he had 4 cards left in his deck, so I was really lucky there. Game 2, I opened Poor, and he just opened really well, able to draw all pieces of Exodia. That's what Exodia does. Game 3, I opened, well, bad, but luckily so did he. So it was pretty slow to start off, and then it's the same thing. 1 Day of Peace kept slowing me down, it was so annoying. But over those turns, I was just able to put more and more damage on the board. And in the end, he tried to Dark Hole, and I had my Starlight Road set, so it was all good. I won that game. I'm not gonna lie, it was close, because I hate Exodia. Game 2, I opened with things like Macro. Game 3 I opened Macro as well, so that helped a lot. Because nothing in the grave, Super Juvie doesn't work, stuff like that. So that was my overall. the 4 rounds. Then I made it top cut and I faced the 6 samurais again, and he beat me again. Barkion screwed me over. So yeah, not much else to say. So, but then at my local we have a little thing called Beat the Champion. And because I did well and I wasn't in the top, I offered to be the champ and they let me do that. So so basically the rules of the Beat the Champ are the champion gets to decide who goes first. And you can't use any tier 1 decks, and because it's a new format there aren't really any tier 1 at the moment. Wind-ups, I'd see it there. But yeah, so so yeah, no tier 1 decks, champ gets to go first, but you can side deck before the game. Well, the opponent can, to give them the advantage. Well, it's not really much of an advantage because it's just one of those awkward things. So first game I faced Heroes, and I hate to say it, but he did misplay quite badly, so that allowed me to pick up the win. Next game I faced some Plants, and again he opened poorly and my deck opened consistently, so I got the win there. Double TT he had, and the Veiler didn't really do much. He ended up having to set the Veiler because he couldn't do anything else, and he had to stall behind Scapegoats. But in the end my deck just got me the win because I love it. Then I faced a TG stun deck. Now this was my closest game out of all of them. It was so horrible facing it, I'm not gonna lie. I opened all traps, and it wasn't even the best traps I could have had. It was like Horn of the Phantom Beast, Fiendish Chain, Dark Bribe, Starlight Road. So I was set if he had Heavy Storm or anything, and I had a Bottomless as well. But he summons Photon Saber Tiger, and I'm like, ah, damn, didn't have anything to stop it. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to attack. Draw another, I pass. He summons another one, he attacks me for 4,000 damage, and then my deck kicks off, I get monsters, I start plowing over him with Dark Hole, etc. I think I TT'd him as well. Yeah, I TT'd him. So yeah, stuff like that. He tried to go for his own Fire Dog play, but I had plenty of cards to counter him at that point. So it started off really well for me. Next game, it was another Exodia deck. This time it was a Dark World Exodia deck, and he pretty much had no draw cards. It was kind of funny. He ended up scooping quite early on because I was just able to get lots of damage on the board, and he ended up having to set things like Snow to, and I just went, I have Fire Dog, plow over, bring out Magician, Scrap Dragon. That play saved me so many times. So, yep. And then after that I faced Gravekeepers. This time I pro set Heavy along with Solemn Warning. He set 3 back row. I went Heavy Storm. I had the Solemn Warning in case he tried to Starlight. He didn't. He went -3. I only went -1. Well, if that's where you want to look at it. And he just couldn't come back from that point. I summoned an 8 fighter along with my Thunder King. Overlaid them for Photon Piliperative. I think that's how you say it. Piliperative. Oh, whatever. It wasn't Spires or Recruiter, so I used Monster Reborn, bring back Thunder King. Yeah, you're screwed. Then I did the same thing. I detached from Piliperative, flip up his other monster. It was a Descendant, so yeah. From that point on, he was screwed. And then last, it was the Spellcaster Burn deck, and we were running out of time, so it was on time. And I was just able to go, Android, Monster Reborn your own, I think it's like Ebon Magician or something like that, inflict damage, 300, because you had 1 monster, stuff like that. So, I was able to win. Overall, I really like my deck, it's going really well for me at the moment, but I've been really tempted to take out Starlight Road. My reasonings behind this are, if it's there, it's very nice. You get a Stardust Dragon. But if your opponent doesn't have one of the cards to stop it, or for you to use it, then it's not really good, and that proved for me up against the 6 Samurai. I was in a commanding position, I had a Starlight Road set, along with loads of other back row and a Thunder King. I ended up activating all my other spell and traps, and Starlight Road was just dead. So what I'm going to do, when I can find another one, is put in another Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe is so much more versatile. Spell or trap, negate it. This card, instead of Starlight, would have won me that game, and so many times I've wanted Dark Bribe instead of Starlight Road, but I've kept it there. So now I'm actually going to make the change. I'm going to take out the Starlight Road, put in a Dark Bribe, and if you want to message me about that, feel free. But this is my deck for the new format. I might be making some other changes other than the Starlight Road for another Dark Bribe. But for the time being, this is it. So, thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.